Hello and welcome to Work University. I'm Annalisa Felix. I'm always asking people why they do what they do for work and how they got there. So I figured why not share this information? So thanks for listening and let's dive in. Today I talk with Amy about her experience working as a makeup artist and as a cosmetic salesperson in high-end retail. We'll discuss how she worked her way up the ladder and what it's really like behind the scenes. Let's get into it. Hello, I'm here with Amy, and we're going to talk about her experience as a... What were you again?
Cosmetic sales associate.
And you were also...
And also a makeup artist.
Okay, so at your last... Tell me about your last position, because I know you had some interesting experiences at your last position. So tell me exactly what you were doing there.
So I was customizing and recommending different makeup as well as skincare routines to customers, building a customer base with the line that I was dedicated to, having to achieve sales goals and quotas, and representing the line.
Okay, so you had a particular makeup line that you were working for at this major mall, I guess. The major store at the mall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's you have to do sales and you have to learn about makeup enough to have somebody trust you to do their face, right?
Yes.
So did you have any training in that, or tell me how you got there?
You're hired by the company that I worked for, along with the line that I was dedicated to, the makeup line. So you get training. You get trained within the department, and they teach you how to apply makeup. They teach you about the different skincare lines, and they have different sales reps from various lines come out and train the department. And we have to know about different sales events that are going on within that department. So you have to really know that whole cosmetic department, not just the one that you work for. The other piece of training was the cosmetic line that I worked for. They would send us to a training center where we would get to work with platform artists, people that are the account executives for new product launches, and we would have to learn different ingredients, key uses of the product, and who to recommend it to.
So since this company is going to be spending so much time and money on your training, I mean, because it was a high end, it was Chanel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had to learn all of their products, and so if anybody comes in and says, I like this, you're the main person, you are the expert, and you have to know your stuff.
Yes, you have to be able to guide them as if they know nothing about your line. You are the go-to person, so you have to kind of direct them and educate them about the products that we offer. They definitely don't, the labels don't make it easy. There isn't directions on any of the products that we sell. So I'm that person that teaches and applies, and I have to make sure that they know what they're doing when they take the products home, because they're expensive and they're special and they work great, and it's important that they know what they're doing.
So did they ever call you, like, when they got home and say, oh my God, what do I do?
Yeah, definitely. I would get, especially working for Chanel, people want that one-on-one interaction with the sales consultant that they're working with. They really want that extra, like, 4-star, somebody teaching them and holding their hand through the process. So it's all about customization, sending people home with pamphlets, information, my business card. I would follow up. I would sample out products that worked well with the product that they purchased. And I would get a lot of calls that were just really, that meant a lot. Like, I definitely was teaching people how to use the Chanel product line and how to do makeup. I would see a lot of people fall in love with different products that they never thought they would try, or weren't really apt to wearing maybe lip liner or gloss or using an anti-aging serum. Right. And I would just take that one product that they would walk in asking for, and come to find out it would be something completely different that they would be needing, that they just wanted
Right.
They needed some guidance.
Now, from a sales perspective, I would think that's a little tough because you're making commission, and when people come in, and I'm sure you have to kind of, let them know, hey, well, we also have this and gift with purchase if you spend this much. And I'm sure at Chanel, it's kind of easy to spend a lot of money. And, from that perspective, too, you have to keep your mind on the sales as well as customer service, right?
Yeah, that was probably the most difficult thing about working for Chanel is really that was one of the higher price pointed cosmetic and skincare line that are offered in the store I was working at. And I would find that people can occupy your time. And so there's that. There's that. And
you're like, keep it moving. I got a quota.
Yes, there's definitely that. And then there's the IPT. How many items are they buying at once? Right. And then you have to focus on the line that you represent and try to gear the sale to incorporate things that are Chanel and not from other lines. So that was also difficult.
You sound so professional. How many... Well, I'm sure not anybody can just walk in and go straight to Chanel, right? You have to have a certain experience or number of years, or how does that work?
Yeah, you definitely have to move up within the department to get to that level. When I had first started working in cosmetics, I started for more of a beginner line clinique, and that was...
That's not beginner. What I get at Target's beginner. I don't know.
I love Clinique. I love it.
Yeah.
But from a sales approach, there's the gift with purchase. Right. That's a great way to learn how to build your client base. It's also a great way to get people to come back to buy more. And
so you build relationships,
yes.
And they come back and see you and you know them on a first name basis?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah. And I would catalog them. I had a special sales book where I had everybody in. And after, it just kind of builds momentum because once you start servicing those clients that like to be on the phone or like to buy over the phone, or you start working with their family members, you start getting referrals. And that's the special thing about cosmetics and anything beauty is when you've got that hands-on, there's something about actually touching, physically helping someone and applying makeup or touching their hair. Once you do that, you build a special relationship. Yeah. And there's nothing else like it. It's very
people
special.
Telling you like all their problems and stuff.
Yeah, there's that too. There's a lot of juggling.
Oh, okay.
But I do like to talk, so it's not too much of a problem. It's part of the fun of that is watching people really open up, especially women. It's hard for us to trust one another, I find, in retail. In retail environments, I don't feel very comfortable talking to someone like I would at a cosmetic counter or a salon. When I'm buying shoes or clothes, it's a different deal altogether because that touch is lacking. I really feel strong about that.
Okay, so are you saying when you go to buy shoes, your relationship with the salesperson is totally different than when somebody's like all up in your...
Yeah. It's like more cozy. It's more cozy and more like home style friend. Okay. Yeah.
Like in a salon.
Yeah. Very, very similar.
Okay. So how long were you doing this before you got, your Chanel gig?
I worked for two years at Clinique. Okay. Had to prove up because you're hired not only by Clinique, but the department that you work for. You have to meet sales goals and quotas.
Were you ever in a management type situation, or was there anybody ever that you had to manage, or were you in sales? Okay.
No, I didn't. I was going more for working directly for Clinique or the makeup line and veering away from the department management. Oh, okay. So there's two different ways you can move up within the companies, which is pretty cool because they're both paying your salary. So 60% I think comes from the department store, and then 40% is from the cosmetic line. So you're hired by both entities. Okay. And I was more interested in working directly for the line because I like to nerd out on ingredients and like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So with that being said, I was more interested in learning about like the scientific facts and wanted to travel. And I found out I was pretty good at applying makeup as well. More classic meaning like the contoured, like Kim Kardashian, but lighter version, very much Chanel. So really that look, I think it's Lisa Etheridge. She's a famous makeup artist for Chanel. Love her. That's exactly what I would be going for. Mm-hmm. So,
and did you do this in LA?
Yeah.
So did you see anybody come in and getting ready to go like for photo shoots or weddings and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Do you have any good sightings? Don't tell me who. I don't want any names, but if you want to give me the names, feel free. But did you work with people like, what, were you in Beverly Hills?
No, I was over at the West Side Pavilion. Okay. And who I saw I saw a celebrity wife of someone, just a famous guy. Just a guy. And I didn't recognize her, and she had her mom, and then she pulled out her credit card and was shopping like pretty, and it was a good sale. And and then she pulled out her ATM card, and I realized who it was. Okay, and I didn't recognize. Yeah, she had no makeup on, and she was very like ninja undercover. Very sweet, but she was all about Chanel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what's the average price point somebody walks away with on Chanel? Because I'm not going anywhere near Chanel anytime soon. But I'm just curious.
Things started about the least expensive item that they have is $32, all the way up to the highest price
Don't
point.
tell me that's a pencil sharpener. Because I'm gonna drop the mic right here.
No, those come with every sharpening lip liner, eye pencil. Yeah.
Okay, so they start at a good price, and then what do your most expensive products look like?
$590.
What?
Yes, for moisturizer.
It better make me look 25 years younger on the first day. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even want to know what's in that. Oh wait, yeah, I do. What's in it? Anything good, like mother of pearl mashed up with diamonds?
No. It's a product line called the Sublimage skincare line, and
so there's other product lines within under that name.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Okay. Well, if you had to, if you wanted consumers or people, walking through your store, if you really wish that they could know something, like I wish that they knew, or what I'm really doing, or kind of like what you would want the customer to know, not only in your store but in retail in general, like at the mall, like from a sales perspective or a retail sales perspective.
I would say that recognize that we're all here for a reason. Both the shopper, and the salesperson, and that we have to bring it back to why we're both standing before each other and talking products, and to lean on us because we're trained to know about our lines. We're excited about the lines. That's why we were hired. And we want nothing more than to send you home with samples and information. We want you to call us. We want you to lean on us. But yeah, just to be courteous of the sales associate's time, but also to ask the questions that we can see that you need to ask us questions. We'll see you looking around at different items, touching things,
Don't play hard to get. Come and ask me.
Yeah, just be bold and ask us the questions.
Yeah. Okay. What was, in being in retail sales or being in the position you were in, what would you say was maybe the worst thing? Because if somebody was going into this position or maybe was looking for a job, what can they expect? Like on the end that is not so exciting, what's on the not so exciting end?
Your numbers are bottom line. That needs to be your bottom line, and that takes some of the fun. It can take the fun out of it if you're not thinking about your numbers throughout the day. So that is something you need to do, is you need to break up your sales goal. what you need to sell every day for your month, and not to veer from it, and to stick with it, and to be focused and know that you need to sell like at least 3 products to every person. You need to just do the same thing over and over again, and that can kind of take the artistry out of it. It can take the personalization out of it. So don't let that shy away from having fun, but also stay focused so you can make money, because you can make great money doing that.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you really can. But they're not going to really want to teach you more, and you're not going to get trained very much more if you're not pulling the numbers. So you have to pull your weight, and it 100% makes or breaks the counter, because they can lose their new limited edition products, their high-end luxury products, because the numbers aren't being made at that counter.
That seems like a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure. You're responsible for a lot. I mean, you are the face of that makeup line. You are constantly being judged what you're wearing. What you teach is what they know, and what they get and what they leave is the experience that you gave. So you have to be really like a good steward of that. And I do see people that would make their numbers but take the fun part out of it and not customize, and that would always make me sad, because that just, you don't want it to be like that. That takes the fun out of it. It's not just about money. Like, it is, but it's not.
And I'm sure not everyone has the same perspective as you do, because it sounds like you took it to the next level. Like, you were really interested in what they're thinking, when they go home and following up, whereas there may be some people out there who are just like, okay, next, or, I'm busy. Or now, what other things that do you have to do? Is there, like, maybe not so glamorous, did you have to do cleaning, or was there paperwork, or after the store closes, then what kind of, did you have like end of the night duties you had to do and stuff like that?
The hours are hard, because you're working, some days you start at 9 and
on
get off
Saturdays.
Yeah, you're working weekends, like guaranteed you're working weekends. Guaranteed you're not gonna have 2 days off in a row. A lot of times, if you do, it'll be like weekdays, just random. So your hours are all over the place. Sometimes you'll get home at 10 and have to be back at work at 9.
What about
holiday
the
hours?
holidays?
Holiday hours, that is really weird. You feel like you're kind of in jet lag for those months. So when people are enjoying Christmas, you're really tired. The day after Thanksgiving, you are just enjoying Thanksgiving dinner, knowing that the next day is going to be really rough. So you have to take care of yourself. You need to be like working out, eating healthy, because you're standing all day. So the heels are not so
you have
cute.
to wear heels?
Ouch.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's not all about you just putting on makeup. You're putting on makeup on everyone else, and people are demanding a lot. And some people don't have the ideal canvas, let's be honest. And
Let me break it down for you.
that can be challenging. Yeah. And two people may not have the same idea of what would be beautiful. Right. Maybe they want you to apply lashes. Maybe they want a smoky eye, and they want a full evening makeup, but they don't want to buy anything. So it's a lot of work. Yeah. Or they go and they return everything the next day. That's a bummer too. So it's a lot of hard work.
So does that take your commission backwards?
Yeah. Yes.
Don't take things back, people.
No.
Keep them.
Yeah, keep them. Definitely.
Yeah.
If you're not sure how to use your products, bring them back and have us reteach you. We'd love to show you before having a return, because that tells us that we didn't do our job. We didn't know, I didn't teach you how to apply it right, or at least kind of let us know what wasn't great about it so we can do something better, or exchange. That's even better, exchange. I loved when I'd get that, because maybe it was a financial burden. We could exchange it for a different piece of cosmetic that was a little bit more reasonable for your income or what have you. I get that.
Okay, so I guess my last question is, if somebody was thinking, oh, I want to get into retail or I want to get into that side of the business, and what would you want them to know and what to expect?
Expect to be involved with a lot more than you would think. Meaning, you're responsible for your sales goals. You're responsible for your items per transaction. There's credit cards you need people to sign up for. You have to be booking people for makeup events. There'll be mascara events where it's buy two, get one free, and we have to pre-sale like $500, everyone in the department. So you are constantly under pressure. But it's so fun. It's so worth it. But it takes work. It's not something that can be done overnight. I suggest going for more of a beginner line where it's not too difficult to apply makeup. People with high-end needs demand a lot out of you, and if you don't know the different curveballs they can throw, it can be defeating. And I don't want people to shy away from going into that industry. I just want people to feel like they can handle it and they can do it. So going back to where I started, when I started at Clinique, I then moved to MAC and got the artistry. So I had the skincare, the sales goals met, quotas, and then I learned all the artistry piece at MAC. And I don't think if I had both of those, I would have never been able to be successful at Chanel. Because
it sounds like you started off with the high ends and kind of even went higher. So that's probably where your customer service, it sounds like you have a background in customer service and a real, passion for it, which is interesting. And I didn't know that before. So good for you. So is there anything else you wanted to add to, if not, no big deal. But this is basically for people who are like thinking, what if, I'm not really sure if I want to get into that, but I might. And, I just want to give a perspective from somebody who's been through it and has done it. So is there anything else you want to add or?
I think just find a mentor or find a mentor in the department, even if it's not within your line, that you can bounce ideas off of and kind of have a powwow in the break room when you get frustrated. And it's okay. Yeah, and you can't be shy. Don't be shy, but don't be too hard on yourself. Makeup is fun. Yeah. It's not surgery. I'd tell myself all the time when I'd be putting on lashes or getting in way too deep with like some heavy makeup application. It's not surgery. You've got this. And if you take a breath and you jump right back in, it ends up turning out gorgeous. Okay. So believe in yourself.
Awesome. Well, Amy, thank you so much for sharing your experience, and I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people who are interested in retail, and especially, as becoming involved in makeup. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
All right. Well, that does it for today. Thank you so much. Bye.